Man, y'all been following this cat off every word that he said. He sit up here and told you what he was going to do, how he was going to collect all these belts and eventually get to Terrence Bud Crawford to give you guys the fight that you guys wanted, only to finally get down to the final belt and talk about the weight is too hard for him, how he's going to move up and basically abandon his whole campaign at being undisputed. You should have known from Jump Street you couldn't have trusted this dude, because everything he has done is cap. Okay, Errol Spence is a cap master. One of the signs that should have let you know this is when it comes time to address Terrence Bud Crawford, he's either not around, or when he does say something about Terrence Bud Crawford, he never tags Terrence Bud Crawford's name. You guys got to remember this tweet from last year that Errol Spence ended up deleting. You know, and this is the thing. He loves to talk about Terrence Bud Crawford, but he never tags Terrence Bud Crawford's name. Every time Terrence Bud Crawford got to say something via social media, he never leaves out tagging Errol Spence's name. It lets you know who has the intentions and who don't have the intentions. Like I said, Errol Spence is the ultimate cap master. How do you get to this point in your career, and how do you get this close, literally this close to undisputed, and then complain about weight? It makes no sense. Now you want to go up as if being undisputed is not even important to you no more. Okay, and we have videos where Errol Spence have said that being undisputed is not important to him anymore. Just simply continuing to fight is good enough for him. The problem is that is the polar opposite of everything that he has been preaching to you, and y'all been drinking that Kool-Aid. And now that y'all drunk on the Kool-Aid, you guys are too blind to see that that was never his intention. But if that wasn't good enough, then something should have told you when Terrence Bud Crawford confronted this man and he asked him, what did Al Heyman say? And Errol Spence told you, I'm fighting this guy, I'm fighting this guy, and I'm fighting that guy. Okay? And then Terrence Bud Crawford said, oh, so he ain't mentioned me. And he was like, no, he didn't. So Errol Spence, in front of the whole wide world, ran down his entire itinerary for his career, and it did not include Terrence Bud Crawford. And it was confirmed by Errol Spence himself live on TV for everybody to see. Once again, that should have been another sign for you, but it wasn't good enough. Okay, but if that wasn't good enough, how about when Terrence Bud Crawford tried to make the fight and he told Terrence Bud Crawford, so what? Why don't I take the easy route? Openly admitting that he viewed Terrence Bud Crawford as the tougher opponent. Okay, everybody wants to talk about Terrence Bud Crawford level of opposition when one time, it hasn't even been one time Terrence Bud Crawford ever mentioned anything about taking the easy route. Okay, Terrence Bud Crawford has tried to take the route that many people won't go, but just because they don't get in the ring with him don't mean that that's not what he wants. But somebody who has control of their career, somebody who has access to the roster of fighters that Terrence Bud Crawford don't, that's the one that's telling you that he wanted to take the easy road. And how was it an easy road when at the end of the day, when you fought Sean Porter, you had to use illegal tactics to get the job done? Please don't act like you don't remember him constantly hitting Sean Porter below the belt. Okay, he knew what he was doing. He was just fighting dirty because what? He was desperate. So that easy route turned out to be a tough route. And you think he ain't rethink going at Terrence Bud Crawford? It was never in the plans. And you guys see that right now. So now we supposedly got this fight pushed out to the year. And this is the thing. Next year we'll be in the same spot, because once they get back to negotiating this fight, it's still the same. I accepted the low offer. Okay, now you're going to have to show me the finances. Now you're going to have to show me the books. That's where we were waiting on. That's what was holding stuff up. It's not Terrence Bud Crawford BSing and pussyfooting around. He was waiting for him to open up them books. You want me to accept this? Fine. But the terms of accepting this, I need to see them books, and they know that. They didn't want to do that. That's why we've been delayed. Had PBC open up the books, guess what? Okay, then we can get to moving on and get up to a real contract, getting drafted, and then getting it signed. But we're not even at that point. So we're going to go into next year still at the same spot. Pushing this fight out, and Terrence Bud Crawford taking the fight that he is right now has nothing to do with the fact that they didn't open up their books to Terrence Bud Crawford. So what is supposed to change between now and next year if they can't do it right now? Absolutely nothing at the end of the day. His whole career has been capped. And I keep telling y'all, y'all got to know the difference between somebody who has a good name, you know what I'm saying, versus being a good opponent. Okay? Because majority of his career is burnouts, leftovers. Lamont Peterson was burnt. Chris Algier was burnt. Kell Brook was burnt. Okay? Sean Porter was a live opponent. You know what I'm saying? I'll give him that. But Sean Porter, as we all know, was on his way out of the game. But I'm going to still give him that. I'm going to still say that it was a live opponent. You know what I'm saying? Ugas have never been top level. Never. So, yeah, you can have the names, but it's just like somebody beating Manny Pacquiao right now. You beat the name of Pacquiao, but you didn't beat the man Pacquiao, as we know is Pacquiao, that built the legend of Pacquiao. That's not who Ugas beat. And we all know that. Yes, you got the name, but what condition was the fighter when you took that scout? And that's really what it boils down to. Just because the name is not popular don't mean it wasn't a good opponent. This is the same thing that I say about Gervonta Tank Davis and his last couple of fights. Just because it wasn't a big name doesn't mean it wasn't a good, stiff opponent. But see, that's the difference between those who know the game, those that are casual, and those that are fanboys. That's all it is at the end of the day. But Errol Spence's entire career has been capped. This dude is the cap master. You can't even address the man. And to add on top of that, how about the years he stepped in front of the camera and act like he didn't even know who Terrence Bud Crawford was? Didn't even want to recognize him. You guys remember when PBC put up that picture of all the champions and left out Terrence Bud Crawford? They never wanted to go Terrence Bud Crawford way. Never. Leonard Ellaby telling you, oh, we're not giving you that fight, but I do recognize that Terrence Bud Crawford is the best out there. That doesn't make no sense, but you want Errol Spence to fight the best. But your whole career has been predicated on being an undisputed champion. Just like I said, that's like dropping out in the 12th grade. You might as well drop out in the 9th. If you're in the 12th grade, you might as well go ahead and see it through. If the weight is too tough, then what's one more year? And then you can go ahead and leave. And this is not just for undisputed. This is for undisputed and pound-for-pound supremacy. How could you pass that up? Makes no sense. Like, comment, subscribe.